Guys, we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome and how to beat it. So in order to do that, let me tell you a quick story. So once upon a time, literally just a year ago, I was posting Omegle style content based on entertainment and rizzing girls type of videos, just pure brain rot, dumbed down content. And then suddenly I noticed I was attracting people I didn't like and would usually come in to see me troll or rizz girls, which to be fair to them, that's all my content was about, which is rizzing and trying to make people laugh. But as life got more serious and I wanted to revamp the channel into something more so about holistic self-improvement, similar to like the likes of Hamza, Dan Cole, Ali Abdal, Mark Manson, and etc. What ended up happening was I had this dilemma that I couldn't teach anybody or give good advice online until eventually, because of this self-made rationalization, I ended up coming up with excuses like, why would people take my message seriously? Am I cut out for this? Oh man, self-improvement's too oversaturated. I'll never be able to give good advice like the top people in this niche, and all these types of bullshit limiting beliefs. Until one day I started to notice new faces popping up and people even younger than me posting content I was contemplating on posting about for several months. These guys are doing it fearlessly, and there was a specific pattern I noticed. And you know what that pattern was, bro? They were authentic. Now, how does this play into the part of imposter syndrome, you might ask? Well, to explain this, let's first answer, what is imposter syndrome? So imposter syndrome is basically the belief where you feel as though you don't deserve the recognition you received. And the person with imposter syndrome often tends to underestimate or minimizes their own skill sets, and they tend to often feel like their achievements was not fair and that they could be exposed to be a pretender at any given moment. I hope I explained that well for you. I mean, I put the definition in the back. It would become more easier for me to tell you that you're not alone if you've ever experienced something like imposter syndrome, because I have. Bro, when I tell you it took me 6 months to decide whether or not I wanted to revamp the channel into a self-improvement type of channel. 6 months. Like, look at my fingers, 6 months. Had I known what I know now about imposter syndrome and how to combat that, like the solution to the problem of why I didn't post because I had these limiting beliefs, bro, the secret sauce I'm about to give you is gonna be like, what the fuck? How did I not like think of this much sooner? And once I tell you this, is gonna save you a lot of time. But before I even tell you the answer, can you guys do me a quick favor? If you're finding value from this video so far, even though we just started, hit the like button for me and comment if you ever experienced something like what I just described, like imposter syndrome, so this gets pushed down to the algorithm a little more. Do that favor for me and let's continue on. And what I'm about to tell you is gonna blow your mind, but at one point in time, a lot of the people you probably look up to had thoughts that they didn't deserve some of the things that they earned, and oftentimes they would question whether they deserve these recognitions or not. And what I tend to notice is because of this thing called the curse of knowledge. And basically what that is like, say you read a book, right? You learn an interesting fact about productivity and the fact that, you know, multitasking isn't the best way to be productive. It's actually counterproductive. There's actually studies that show this, and it's said in the book, Deep Work by Cal Newport. And someone else didn't know this. And because this seems like obvious knowledge to you and like it's not that exciting as it once was when you first found out about it, to someone else that could be groundbreaking. Like, oh bro, that's so interesting, I didn't know that. You feel what I'm saying? So because it's not that interesting to you anymore, it might be interesting to someone else. And what tends to happen is, because we assume that like, because we know it, everybody else must know the same thing, right? It's pretty obvious, right? That's not the case. Now, for example, just from the fact of me telling you that multitasking wasn't that good of a productivity hack, you probably learned something groundbreaking, interesting that you didn't know before. Now, maybe some of you probably knew, but because I just told you that, it's like, whoa. But this is just to give you an example that many people, often like hidden geniuses, limit themselves because they feel as though because somebody else has done this thing or explained this in this manner that they're not worth being listened to. This was the dilemma I had for a very long time. Self-improvement messages are inherently just the same, like go out, take action, motivation, advice, practical stuff that you already know, but because I guess worded a different way or told a different way that resonates with you, depending on the person telling it, it doesn't matter how many times the message is said, as long as it holds true and you know you can convey that message in a way that's gonna have people to resonate with you, then bro, it's a win-win. I'll give you more examples of things that are obvious to me that you probably didn't know. Like, for example, did you know that seed oils are bad for you and makes you infertile? Things like vegetable oil, canola oil, all these highly processed factory made products that, you know, people put in foods all the time. You didn't know that, did you? That's groundbreaking news to you. But someone probably out there has already made like a whole video on this before and probably explained it way better than I have, because I literally just told you in like a few seconds, right? Or take another example, the negative effects of porn and masturbation and how it could give you limp dick. It ruins your sex life. It ruins your social life. Like, there's a whole movement about it. No fat movement, obviously. But maybe someone out there didn't know because of how normalized masturbation and porn is. Let's take another example. I'm on a roll. The food pyramid is a lie. The shit that you see, you feel me, that doctors be having, that shit's a lie, and it's making you fat, and it's making you more feminine. You feel me? I'm tweaking. I think you get the point. And I also want to give you guys one more example because I love giving examples and hopefully have the attention span to continue watching this far into the video. But fitness influencers telling you a one-size-fits-all type of workout. Oh, do this workout. Do that workout. Be on this diet. You feel what I'm saying? All of that sounds like new information for most people. And bro, I was ignorant to the fact that there's people out there around the world who would find this information groundbreaking. And no matter how obvious it was to me, it still felt good giving value. And bro, that leads me into transitioning into understanding your value and adopting a growth mindset, which I've talked about in previous videos before, but we're gonna rehash it again quickly. So of course it comes as no surprise to me that education lasts forever, but for someone out there, they might think that the end of their education is graduating from college, getting that job, getting that one big thing that you went to school for 12 plus or however many so years for. But education lasts forever, believe it or not. You're always in a constant state of learning. Hell, as you're watching this video, you're learning something right now. The more you keep learning and providing value to others helps with reducing whatever imposter syndrome you have currently. I learned this from Dan Co, and it blew my mind how simple it was to like combat never having imposter syndrome again. And this is probably something you could take away from this too, bro. And that's for you to not lie about your journey. If you want to give advice online, don't lie. Don't act like you got everything together. Don't act like you are know-it-all and all this other stuff. Now, if you're a genuine expert in a certain domain of something, then okay, share the knowledge that you know, but don't act as if you've done this, you've done that, when you know in reality, that's not the case. Because I'll be honest, I'm only 20, about to be 21 soon. I don't have a lot of experience on my hands, but as I'm going on this journey, I can share what I know with you guys. It becomes a lot easier that way versus, you know, acting like, oh, I know everything. I'm gonna tell you, young man, like, bro, you literally got, and there's no shade to like the younger self-improvement people. You got some people out here acting like they know everything. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes down to self-improvement, when it comes to dating dynamics, like, bro, you're 15. You're 15. Well, fuck you giving life advice. Like, it's not bad to give life advice, obviously, from someone younger. The fact that you act as if you had like a whole life of experience on your hands and, you know, you're sharing this, that's not the best approach to go about it, right? Be honest. It goes back to what I said about the authenticity thing. So to help combat this, you gotta, one, document it, go on a journey, like actually record it and stuff. This is what I'm doing this. So I'm telling this to you. I'm saying this to myself. So as it's a constant reminder, like if I'm out doing something, I gotta record it. And then after you do that, the third step, teach it to others in an authentic way, which is unique to you because there's only one you and there's only one of Noah. You feel what I'm saying? But we're not too different. We're obviously similar. I'm not saying I'm special or anything. And bro, here's the other thought that causes people to have this imposter syndrome thing going on, right? They feel as though that others may be judging them. So they have to come off a certain way and be perceived as this expert in the domain, and that's not the case. That's a limiting belief you gotta cut out. And bro, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm gonna just straight up say it. Nobody gives a fuck. Human beings are inherently selfish. Some of you probably didn't even know that, but it's the truth. We are. We're worried about what this could do for us, how we could benefit from this. We're worried about our own problems in our lives rather than someone else's, right? Most of the time. So for someone with imposter syndrome, it's not really rational or smart for you to like, and I'm just gonna be brutally honest, it's not really smart for you to fixate on what others may be thinking or judging you about. Hell, bro, even with my speech, I be stuttering a lot. I mean, thankfully for editing, like, you know, it helps. But I'm no expert at this shit, bro. I'm literally a dude in a tank top with a yee ass, no, well, actually, yeah, no haircut yet, but coming soon. Unprofessional as this is just me in my natural habitat. I don't give a fuck if someone's judging me if I don't have a haircut, if I'm not dressed here all professionally. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm in my bedroom. I don't care. Now, if I were to dress in like a tuxedo or something more fancy, one, that wouldn't be like me, but I highly doubt you would take me seriously because I'd be so worried about, oh, I gotta fix my tie. Oh, I gotta make sure my haircut's right. Like, no one gives a fuck. People are too busy worrying about themselves. And the sooner you understand that and can grasp that, the sooner you can overcome this feeling of being seen as a fraud. And another reason why people have this feeling is because of this thing called the spotlight effect. And basically what the spotlight effect is, I hope I'm able to explain this in the best way possible without using Google, is when you feel as though people are always watching you, overanalyzing your flaws. Like take for example, let's say you're scared to talk to a girl. You're in your head thinking that, oh, what if she's judging me because I got, you know, pimples on my face? What if my voice sounds squeaky? Like you're overthinking too much. You put too much emphasis on what this person is judging you on, when in their head they're focused on themselves, right? They're focused on their own flaws. They're probably even nervous to talk to you, and could be a potential motivating factor for you to actually go out and do some shit and talk to girls and start that business or whatever. No one cares. So get the spotlight effect off of yourself and provide value however you see fit. And then once you overcome that hurdle, all you just have to do is adopt a growth mindset. Now, easier said than done, you know. I go on a whole tangent about limiting beliefs, society imposing that on you, but that's redundant. It's like the cliche sentence, nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you don't learn or pick up a book, currently reading The Millionaire Fastlane. If you don't learn, nothing ever changes. Because bro, the moment you stop learning, just like everybody else who are waiting for that graduation or to obtain that job and think that their education is over, the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Stop overanalyzing your flaws. Stop thinking that you need to be perfect. Stop thinking that you need to adhere to some perception of this specific thing. You see that pause right there? Bro, I don't give a f. I'm gonna keep this in the video. Like, it's probably gonna be edited and shit, but be authentic. Easier said than done. But bro, the more you keep challenging yourself with more new ideas and new fresh ideas, bro, life becomes more interesting. You start taking more action. You start to evolve as a person and someone who's able to actually be or consider themselves to be qualified enough to give advice to others. Now, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean like you know it all, because you're always in a state of learning, whether you are aware of it or not. But it makes you more confident in the sense of like, I'm not an imposter. I got some experience on my hands, so I'm confident because, you know, I'm competent in the specific domain because of the value I provided. You know what I mean? I hope I explained that in the best way, but essentially all you gotta do, bro, is document your journey, apply what you know, record it and all that other shit, and teach it to others. Believe it or not, that's how you learn quicker. When you learn something and then teach it to others, you learn quicker that way. But anyways, that's for another topic. And especially, bro, do not lie about your journey. Just don't lie. Be honest. Don't lie. But I like to assume my subscribers are not liars, so hey. You feel me? Tell people what you know and don't know, and tell people interesting facts that you do know that they probably don't, that they would find interesting. That's literally it. That's how you get over imposter syndrome. Now, I could have made this video like shorter than 5 minutes, but I had to explain it in an in-depth manner for you guys to like understand, because although it's obvious to me, it might not be obvious to you. But yeah, that's really it for this video. I'm gonna end this shit like a moist critical or some shit. But so yeah, just don't lie about your journey. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, since it does help this video get pushed out into the algorithm, and it helps people notice this channel, and it helps the channel in itself grow as a community. We are a pirate crew similar to like the Straw Hat Pirates. I know as cringy as that sounds, but that's the case. That's what we are. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.